this was my very first find. So I've just got to type something in the little box up here, people. So just bear with me, and when we zoom in on it, what I'm actually typing in the box is the word dolom. The word dolom is for a reason. It's called the Dolom crater. The Dolom crater is extremely interesting. It's because of what is found within the Dolom crater. Now, unfortunately, once this hits the airways, this may get covered up, but don't worry, I've got it on my computer, so I can always get it to you until we get them to uncover it. And I strongly recommend that everybody, please pressure your governments after seeing this information. Pressure your governments to come clean so that we can actually start trying to actually communicate with these races. Not just let our politicians try and communicate, let us communicate with them. Now, for those of you in China, everybody in China is going to absolutely love this, because I can back this image up with a NASA image taken of the same creature. The NASA image is 100% colour. What you are currently seeing here, folks, is what is called a flying Chinese dragon. This dragon, and I'm going to get the measuring stick out. These dragons are normally a couple of kilometres. So from here, from head to tail, 0.72 miles. Kilometres, 1.5 kilometres long. This one is a baby. So if you look at the way it's curved, I'd say we're most probably looking at a creature that's at least 1.8 minimum in length. Now, if you look at the differences in colour in the grayscale, that is very important. In one of my next videos, this video will be called Life on the Moon. Now, when you see Life on the Moon, I will show you the NASA image. It will be embedded within it for a long period of time, so you can compare these images. Unfortunately, when this hits the airways, this will get covered up. So everybody, please, as soon as you see this part of the thing, go to Google Moon, download, and let this whole square download to your computer. Once it's on your computer, they can't do anything about it. So I strongly recommend that you go to Google Moon the moment you see this video and you hear these words. Go there, down, and just let it sit there and download. All you've got to do is sit back and go in there and zoom in on the crater, and then just move around on the crater for a while. It eventually will download to your computer, because there's a little secret about this section, folks. Now, as I'm going to do now, I know where some of these are. Unfortunately, on this one, I don't know where all of them are because I don't have place marks on this computer. So I've actually got to do this the way I found them all in the first place. So it's basically just by zooming out. There's a spacecraft, little spacecraft just above us, by the way. I don't know what that is. That's something weird. I haven't worked out what that is yet. But you're going to see a little spacecraft in a second. It's there somewhere. There we go. There's a spacecraft. And I believe it could be a building or something. I don't know. Similar to those other shapes that I'm thinking, but I think that is a craft of some description. But what we're looking for another dragon. And again, it's just a simple matter of moving the cursor around. Here we go. Here it is. And we've got another Chinese dragon, folks. There we go. Another Chinese dragon. This is the sort of life that's living on Mars. And I've got other images of them. I'm going to actually place those still images that I've taken. I've taken a series of still images in regard to these. These are very similar in shape, head-wise, to the image of the serpent that flew over Utah in 2003. There is actually one of these that actually is breathing fire. And that's no word of lie. But even in here, we still get to see occasional lights, but we see buildings and structures, very different buildings and structures in this region though. Here we go, there's one there. Okay, there we go. We have some kind of monolith type, whether it's a building, and they're long, very long shadow. So that suggests a extremely tall building. Okay, here we have a couple of these serpents. together. Now I don't think it's actually a serpent. I actually think this is an actual creature on its own. There is a YouTube video out there with what is NASA covering up. There's a colour photo of this creature as well. It could still be a couple of these things. When I get the chance to find it again, I'm going to link this image to that page, because that will prove the other chap's research, because he found a colour image of this same creature. So I do think it could either be one or two, but the way it's walking, actually, I just noticed something in regard to it that made me think of that. So I'm still learning as I'm going along. Here we go, folks. We've got another one. Now, we're going to measure this one again. This one, we're just going to push that out of the way for a sec. This one, head to tail, it's a bit longer than the other one. 0.74 miles, which will make that in kilometres very long, 1.2. So, and because of the arc and the bow of the creature, again, I'd say if you add at least half its length, you'll find it. Now, if you just look here, where we go, we have what looks to be a baby creature, or it could be going up in the atmosphere. These creatures are flying, and the Dolon crater proves that, folks. Okay, now we've got some structure in here. Oh, we actually have another one there. There we go. There's another one there, folks. One, see it, you can just see it just by there. You can just see it just there. I was actually looking at the structure that I just spotted down here. You can see there was a building there, a very big building actually. That's the outline of what was a building, I think. I don't think it's a building now. But all I do is I just do this. This is how I find them all, folks. I just move around, simply move there. So I'm shutting this video down. That's all for now. Actually, no, I'll play this one out. I'll chop this one up. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, so it's just a matter of just moving around, and there's another one that we have near that point. I think that's what NASA was doing, actually. I think that's why they might have stuck that point there. We have an albino version of it. And again, this one looks to be breathing light. There's a bright light coming from the front of it. Now, you can tell there, just by there it is there. That's my little cursor. So we have another one. These are everywhere, folks. I have so far counted over 139 of these. And I still have not gone through. As you can imagine, like, I'm just simply scrolling along the edge, and I've already found 4 or 5. Okay, there's another one. That's only partially visible because of the image. So this shows you the diversity of life. You are actually now looking at alien creatures, folks. There we go, and I've just found another one. You are looking at an alien creature. This can be nothing else. And that is in the atmosphere. And again, can you see the colours? Okay, in one of these images, the reason why I say they're Chinese dragons, because in one of these images, it's almost a spitting image to the Chinese drawings of dragons. And because it even has the little wings. I nearly fell backwards when I saw that one. Again, I think I've got a funny feeling that this side may not be as heavily populated in here. I've only seen the occasional building. Okay, so now we're still on the edge, people. We've not left this edge, and here is another